Hello and welcome back to MoonBase MGTOW, your refuge from the big blue pill planet with red pills that are out of this world. Thank you for visiting my channel today, and today we are going to be discussing 40 Days of NoFap Road to Self-Mastery. And this is a video adaptation of an earlier blog post that I've had, 30 Days of NoFap. So if you would like to see some of my content a little bit earlier, before it gets converted into video, you can check out my blog at moonbasemgtow.com. So let's get on with the content. So first off, nofap, what is it? If you don't know what it is a practice where men usually refrain from masturbating, and especially from watching porn while masturbating, in order to undo the effects of porn addiction. That's usually how it starts out. So I've made it to 40 days of nofap this time, and I've learned a couple things, so I would like to make this video to share some of my experiences. The first two things that I've noticed was your body works with you on nofap. It starts to learn that you are doing this practice. It's difficult at first, like you'll have a lot of wet dreams and you'll have a lot of desires and stuff like that, but over time your body is going to start to adjust and realize that you are doing this practice, and the desires are going to stop, the wet dreams are going to decrease, and the healing is going to increase. And even if you relapse, your body still retains some of that knowledge. I likened it to being like a Super Saiyan, because Saiyans, they get stronger every time they go down in battles. So I was at 163 days. That was my highest score. And even though I'm only at 40 this time, I feel like I picked up right where I left off. Like I didn't have a lot of the struggles I had when I first started. So I feel like I picked up right where I left off, and now I've gotten to like bigger heights, physically and mentally because of that. So that's the first big piece of wisdom that I gained. And the second one, I'm starting to see sex a lot differently now. You know, the first time around, honestly, I think I failed so many times because I was using nofap as like a means to an end, you know? I was like trying to use it as like a sex transmutation thing to increase my confidence and, you know, use my sexual energy to like work out a lot or like make money or something like that, and just give myself confidence so that I can feel confident to be sexually attractive to then pursue sex. And that was wrong, you know. I was just using it as a means to an end. So I was always desiring sex at the end of the day. So, but I've got that out of the way now, and I'm really just focused on just the process now. I'm focused on just the healing, and I'm enjoying the act of retaining, because I've realized something about sex, and that's pretty much that it's a drug. It's just that, a drug. A lot of people like to say sex is a need, you know, but seriously, it's not. Even if you can look at some Maslow's hierarchy of need pictures, and sometimes sex is not even listed at the bottom. So it's not a need. You are not going to die if you don't have sex. If you don't eat, you're going to die. But if you never bust a nut in your life, you're going to be perfectly fine. So it is not a need. You have to learn to control yourself, and you have to logically think about this and realize that sex is just a drug. Because, you know, just look at the lengths that some men go just to get this drug. You know, like some of them move to foreign countries, risk their lives, spend tons of money in red light districts, and risk their safety just to get sex, and as much as they can. And then we have, you know, guys who could be having like successful side businesses or something, but they're out in the street going to bars and clubs every day and approaching like hundreds of women with like less than a 5% success rate just to get this drug. So it is a drug. You get, you know, you pursue it, you get a little high, and then the pleasurable feeling goes away. That's why they have something called post-nut clarity. Like right after your nut, you come back to your senses. You know, right after the high comes down, you come back to your senses until your biology picks back up that it wants the drug again, and then there you go. And the funny thing is like no one ever questions this. Like, no one is ever questioning why the ride never stops. Like, you just continue to do this. And the reason why the ride never stops is because this is a genetic response. This is a genetic desire. This is your genes communicating to you that they want to replicate. And basically what you're doing is you're passing this information into your consciousness, and you're rationalizing that you want sex and that you need sex because of your genetic response. So this is all just you rationalizing. You think that it's your desire to do this, but it's just a genetic desire. So if you want to, be a MGTOW, or, at least reach, like, I don't know. For me, MGTOW means self-mastery. A lot of people think it's freedom. A lot of people think it's just not getting screwed in the divorce courts or screwed by child support payments. But I think it's freedom. But I also think it's self-mastery. So if you want to truly master yourself, you have to start seeing what's real and what's programmed. You're just rationalizing most of your needs most of the time. It's like, these are just your genes talking, and you're just talking about it in your head, thinking that it's you. So that was a huge paradigm shift that I came across just from this most recent 40 days. So, yep, I think that's all for now. I'm just going to ask, if you guys are willing to take this challenge to no longer be a slave and join the nofap movement as well, just to see what you learn about yourself along the way. You don't have to quit sex forever, but you just need to at least get to a certain point that it doesn't own you anymore. That you realize it's a part of your body. You don't have to reject it, but just realize this is a part of your body, and realize just be a little bit more logical about it. Where does this fit into your life? But don't let it lead your life like some of these men. Their whole lives are about sex. They move to these countries and they do this crazy stuff, just for it. And it doesn't have to lead your life. You can still do a lot of things, and if you still want to have sex, you can do it in a moderate way, in a responsible way, and even in a spiritual way. And we'll get to that sometime in the future. So, okay, I think that's enough content for today. So thank you very much for listening to that. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe as well. For more content, I do a lot of stuff, so stay tuned for that. If you want to support me, there's links below. You can suggest new article topics by supporting me on Ko-fi. You can also send some tips through PayPal, and please follow my blog as well. So yeah, I think that's all for now. Also check the description for the MoonBase mystery link. So I'm gonna put some interesting stuff down there. So yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you next time real soon. See you later. Bye.